Well, hey there and hello, and welcome to the kitchen of the dollhouse for another reading from The Secret Language of Birthdays by Gary Goldschneider and Joost Elvers for August 18th, the day of endurance. And here we have us, a visual representation of the day of endurance. What could it be? Well, a pine cone. That's right. The day of endurance. See, I'm not sure how that represents endurance, but I do know it used to represent the old pineal gland there, your line to the spiritual realm, the third eye, if you like. Well, we'll have to see if they show some kind of correlation there. I know a lot of folks have calcified pineal glands. They show up on x-rays as one gets older. Maybe it cuts off your line to the spiritual realm. Here nor there. Is it August 18th and it's your birthday today? Well, more importantly, happy birthday. I just want to say happy birthday. And if you're finding this video long or shortly after your birthday has already come and gone, I hope you had a happy birthday, honestly. But for everyone else who's just joining us randomly, I want to extend you a heartfelt hello and welcome. And I hope you find this interesting. Now, before we dive into the birthday proper, I just want to take a moment to roll some dice. That's right. That's right. Why are we rolling dice? Well, it is the DykASSt birthday cast, so we got to live up to the namesake. But more importantly, for synchronicity's sake. That's right. What synchronicity you may be asking? Well, let me just show you what the numbers are first. We got a 5 and a 4, 4 and 9. That's right. Synchronicity. Well, let's see. I can maybe do this low, fast, down, and dirty here. It's just you putting yourself out there for the universe to show you your path or to show you that it's behind you while you're on your path. And it does that by just showing you little signs, right? So you go out looking for your numbers, your 5, your 4, and your 9. Maybe you head down 9th Street, right? And you decide, I'm going to take a 5-minute walk down 9th Street. You're already kind of forcing it, but hey, maybe that's part of it, all right? So you just have that intention there. And before too long, you hit that 5-minute mark, you stop, and you just open yourself back up to looking for those numbers, your 5, 4, and your 9. And you might see that, hey, a car passes by and it's got like a 54 on the license plate. Or maybe there's a big old 5 painted on the side of that car. Well, hey, just follow that for a while there until you see another sign. Maybe a 4, 54, something. You know, somebody's got a handbag. It says like, maybe the handbag says, follow the magic on it or something crazy like that. It's just little things that start to compile, start to line up just to kind of show you that universe is looking out for you. It's also just something interesting to do. Gets you out in the world and gets you your steps in. And since that heat index is finally down, well, maybe this is a great opportunity to get out there if you have anything else planned on your birthday. But in any event, hey, I think that's enough of me talking about synchronicity. You probably get the point. So let's dive in with your birthday read, all right? Your month is August, your day is the 18th, and your sign is 24 to 26 degrees Leo. Of the Leo 3 period specifically. It's coming to a close, folks, one of the last days. And your quality and elements is fixed fire. That's right. So, August 18th, the day of endurance. Those born on August 18th face tremendous challenges which they must meet head on and overcome. No matter how great their success or happiness in life, serious difficulties continually arise as if to test their mettle. Emotionally deep, those born on this day experience grief and adversity at a more profound level than most others. However, this rarely makes them unhappy since they know that only through trying life experiences can meaningful states be reached. No amount of discussion, TV, art, music, or literature can convince those born on this day that there is any real substitute for experiential encounters. Their fight to manifest their personal vision of life may be a hard task, but they would not have it any other way. Many born on this day are menaced by secret fears, even phobias that lurk in the subconscious like half-hidden monsters. No matter what walk of life they find themselves in, whether in information or entertainment, manufacturing or service, they will encounter such dragons and be impelled to slay them. That's right. You got to hit the power on slaying the dragons there. Not uncommonly, the challenges encountered by August 18th people come as a result of their mate or close friend. The latter sometimes attracts such problems because of personality or profession. And an August 18 person can be invaluable as a helpmate, guide, and advisor in aiding the other person to meet and discharge responsibilities. And August 18 people also function well as leaders and generally view a greater challenge as an opportunity for greater success. However, one of these challenges or conflicts often assumes a central position in their lives and becomes a long-lasting, perhaps intransigent opponent. But August 18 people nonetheless endure. Though their battles stretch on and their responsibilities increase, they can in fact lead very long lives and find a kind of well-earned happiness. August 18 people are not complainers, nor are they professional sufferers. They try to meet each challenge squarely, deal with each problem as it arises. And their view of the world is not an easy place in which to live, but they will nonetheless brace up and do their best. Neither optimistic nor pessimistic, expansive or restrictive. They are realists who try to see things as they are and make the best of the situation at hand. One thing is for sure, they are in it for the long haul, even when life is less smiles than survival. Well, all right. Hey, that's quite the breakdown, I must say. And you are in good company with other Leos who are just dynamos, all right? They've got a lot going on for themselves. The influence of the sun is my recollection. It's what I've come down to deduce is the common denominator. And you are affected as well. So let's just dive in with what I had to say in the notes here. Tremendous challenges you must face head on and that continually test your mettle? ? You'll have to let me know if that's true down in the comments, all right? Because I can't reckon how they would determine that. But let's assume it's true, okay? Though I don't know if I buy it for some reason. I could see how grief and adversity affect you more personally for some reason, though, right? Which, don't ask me why. It should follow the same logic as the tremendous challenges befalling you over other people. But regardless of the logic, you apparently understand the value of challenge, okay? And you're well aware of the heat of fire and how it tempers and strengthens a steely resolve, okay? So much so, rather, that it's direct experience that you value over representations of as much. Yeah, and here I said you're the Missouri of birthdays. Missouri being the show me state, if you didn't know, as people from Missouri tend to want to be shown rather than take things on faith, all right, or believe in things just out of hand. And it's something that was actually verified to me by someone from Missouri that I met in the Marine Corps, despite his not understanding why until he got into the Marine Corps and started meeting people from other states. And he came to find that, boy, I really don't believe folks just out of hand. I have to be shown. So I'm starting to live up to what's written on the license plate. But to that end, it mentions that the reading mentions that you're plagued by half-hidden monsters and fears or phobias, and you rise to the occasion to slay them down, which then lends to greater success. And which reminds me specifically of using my dreams as ways to gain personal insight into my waking life, if you like, and analyzing how I reacted to such circumstances that happen in those dreams as personal benchmarks. And I try to understand where the disconnect may be in my waking life, but it would seem you manifest these things in your waking life, so you do a little bit different. You're also not a complainer or a professional sufferer, and boy, you just can't give enough quality and value to that, all right? Too many people, myself included, we just complain ourselves away so that we can kind of endure the challenges that befall us, but you just take them head on, and that is valuable. All right, so what else we got here? You deal with things as they come as a realist and without leaning into the negative or the positive. And that's a rare trait also that some might say is indicative of being inert. However, I say it's a discipline of measure, okay? And it's invaluable and it's surprising considering the hyperdynamics of Leos. You'd have to check out some of the other birthday readings to understand quite what I'm saying, but Maybe you're able to do this because you have that hyperdynamic of drilling down on having that even keel, all right? As most folks can't rise to the challenges, let alone stay even keeled in turbulent water. So maybe that is why you're a dynamo, all right? It just takes a totally different visage there. In any event, hey, that's the breakdown notes. So let's dive in with your numbers and your planets. All right, those born on the 18th of the month are ruled by the number 9, as 1 plus 8 equals 9. And guess what? Ho, you've rolled a 5 and a 4. Boy, howdy, I didn't even really recognize it. I almost forgot about the numbers. How about that for some synchronicity there? Since Leo is ruled by the sun, as I mentioned earlier, August 18th people receive tremendous energy from a Mars-Sun combination, but also have a tendency to overreact emotionally, act rashly, and refuse to give up on a lost cause. August 18 people have to beware of emotional outbursts, and since their inclination to quarrel can make enemies, they should try to avoid irritation when possible. And their ability to control their volatile side and harness their more imaginative qualities largely determines their success in life. The energy, ambition, and dominating aspects of the number 9 ensure a certain amount of success, if well directed. All right, what do I have to say about your numbers and your planets? All right, the Mars-Sun connection. You got that male god of war energy going on. That seems to speak to overreacting emotionally and acting rashly, at least as it's written here. And see, that seems counter to what was mentioned in the breakdown. I wonder where the disconnect is, if there is one, because you'd think they would have mentioned that. But a propensity toward enemy creating and quarrels also? Jeez. Well, perhaps that side of your nature speaks to why there are so many challenges you have to rise to. They just didn't mention it in the breakdown. But I'm just spitballing here because I'm saying it seems like there's a disconnect. Well, be aware of it maybe and just take note of that. Maybe it is the case, all right? And sometimes just having it mentioned to us makes us reanalyze things and realize such. But keep that energy and ambition well directed, okay? Regardless of if it's true or not, for sure, all right? And maybe avoid challenges altogether unless you need those challenges to feel alive, you know what I'm saying? Addicted to finding things to overcome and succeed at might sound like what that's going on there, all right? So maybe something to consider and be aware of. Also, are you addicted to the challenge just so you can feel the dopamine hit of being successful? Hey, might be worth it. I don't know. I like to say chasing the magic, you know, when I'm doing my writing. You put in months of work and all of a sudden things just coalesce into that boom, that one moment. It's finding the magic. And sometimes we chase that for years, all right? In any event, that's your numbers and your planets. Let's dive in to your tarot. One of the more eclectic ideologies of the metaphysical out there, but it's in the book, it's fun, it's free, so let's see what they have to say. All right. 18th card of the major arcana is the Moon, which primarily represents the world of dreams, emotions, and the unconscious. Positive attributes include sensitivity, empathy, and emotional understanding. Negative qualities include emotional malleability, passivity, and a lack of ego. Well, all right, it was pretty quick, fast, down and dirty with the tarot there. So there's not much going on here, but they put quite a bit of personalization into your numbers and planets, so maybe that's the trade-off. Zero personalization as a wrote, but the world dreams for a realist and passive energy, and for someone so driven toward overcoming obstacles. And perhaps it's fighting against these forces, assuming that they apply, as it adds a facet to your challenges. Maybe that adds a facet to your challenges, assuming it applies. Said in a little more concise and more direct way. And I'd have to think on how a lack of ego is a negative, but maybe it's just because it lends to a lack of color, a lack of character. A lot of times it seems like we're just trying to let go of the ego, or that's what they advance, right? So if you have a lack of it, isn't that a positive? You're already there? I don't know. Maybe something else to think on. Well, hey, let's dive in with your health. All right. Generally speaking, August 18th people are quite receptive to maintaining their good health, and because of their high regard for experience, they will be more open to personal suggestions from friends and family than book knowledge. However, their busy schedules usually admit little time for such health maintenance. So you're open to it, but you just can't swing it, apparently. Because they push themselves so hard and encounter so many challenges, regular periods of daily rest and relaxation should be strictly and carefully programmed into their schedules. Also, regular sleep patterns are essential if they are to keep their engine running at a full head of steam over the long haul. Vacations are necessary, not a luxury. Keeping to a balanced diet with a de-emphasis on meat and sugar and a judicious selection of grains and vegetables will help keep them on course. All right, what do I have to say about your health? They gave you quite a bit to think about there. Quite receptive to maintaining good health. You'd be one of the few, I'd say. But once again, all right, that presents a set of specific challenges, right? Sleep, well-being, diet, maintenance, etc. But it makes sense that it's right up your alley. But yeah, keep your full head of steam going, all right? That's a riverboat metaphor by my reckoning, and I didn't see that coming down the stream. So how they determine a de-emphasis on meat and sugar and a judicious selection of grains and veg is beyond me, though. So maybe that god of war, Mars energy needs to be restrained a bit, because the old god of war likes his meat and his sugars there, his sweetmeats, if you like. So who's to say? Again, I don't know how they drill down on that stuff, but maybe it applies. So, all right, that's what I'd say about your health. Let's dive in with some advice. All right. Pain is not always necessary. Overcoming is not the only way to proceed in life. Don't get overly self-involved. Enjoy yourself when you're out in the world, and learn to take time off and relax. That's right. Yeah. Okay. What I have to say about your advice here. They were sparse with the advice on this day, but yes, pain is not always necessary, all right? Challenges for challenge's sake, it sounds like, or masochistic in a way, if you ask me, which I'm sure there is. I'm sure it takes its toll, even if you enjoy it, all right? But if you're taking your vacations, you're getting out in the world and experiencing things, well, you're probably doing just fine. All difficulties that find you notwithstanding, you're the kind of person that's up for it, right? So keep pressing, I say. Stay hard is what I also like to say. Keep pressing. Keep doing you, all right? Take your vacations. Take your time off, all right? You need to recharge. Get your riverboat going. All right. Let's dive in with your meditation. Let's just take the Mars energy down for a second and get your meditation in. All right. You ready? The most difficult way is not always the best. Once again, the most difficult way is not always the best. All right, hey, I'm going to leave that right there for you. It's your birthday, your meditation. No need to analyze, although it seems pretty straightforward. All right, let's get into your strengths and your weaknesses. Your strengths, you're adaptable, you're patient, and you're deep. All right. That's good for them riverboats, right? And your weaknesses, are you ready? Your weaknesses, you're struggling, obsessive, and combative. Ooh, struggling. Well, if you got all them challenges, sometimes you fail to meet them. Anyway, hey, those are your strengths and your weaknesses. Let's dive into those born on this day so we can see who shares your company. All right, and just a little quick aside, I meet a lot of folks, talk to a lot of people, ask them what they do and if they enjoy it. A lot of times they don't. It's just they wake up, roll out of bed, and they go punch a clock, and they just don't know what their passion is. They haven't had time to do the work to figure it out, which is instrumental, and it's a huge challenge in unto itself. It's understandable a lot of times. And so I like to dive in with those born on this day so we can see what what those people did. We don't know if it was their passion or not, but we can see what they accomplished. So we assume it was something they loved dearly. So maybe that can provide you, if you're struggling to figure that out, some inspiration. So let's dive in, shall we? Those born on this day. We start off strong. Meriwether Lewis, that's right, the 18th, 19th century soldier and explorer of the Lewis and Clark expeditions. He was also the governor of the Louisiana Territory, apparently. We have Emperor Franz Joseph I, was an Austro-Hungarian monarch, and he ruled 68 years. Yeah, maybe become you a monarch. Yeah, that's achievable, right? Who's to say? All right, we also have Roman Polanski, the Polish film director of Chinatown and Frantic. He was a stage and film actor, escaped the Warsaw Ghetto at 8, and he cheated death several times. And his wife was Sharon Tate, murdered by the Manson gang. Oof. He was also, what does he call that? He's on the lam from the U.S. because of some child stuff. But this was written in like 94, so they didn't know that stuff quite yet. Probably wouldn't have included him in that point. Let's truck on through. Ooh, we had another one that's interesting. Robert Redford. All right, the film actor, director of Ordinary People, the movie about divorce. Also famous for old Butch Cassidy there. Or no, he was Sundance Kid. Let me correct myself here. All right, who else do we have? Shelley Winters, the film actress. Marcel Carné was a French film director of Children of Paradise and also a critic. Virginia Dare, American colonist and the first American born of children of English parents, apparently, in 1587. We have Rafir Johnson, was a U.S. Olympic decathlon gold medalist and film and TV actor. We also have Alain Robert Griet, French novelist, film director, and screenwriter of Last Year at Marienbad. We also have Antonio Salieri, a composer, teacher, Mozart rival, and Schubert choir director. Patrick Swayze, another film actor. Robertson Davies, Canadian novelist of the Deptford trilogy. We also have Brian Aldiss, a British science fiction writer, anthologist, and literary editor. We also have Marshall Field, department store entrepreneur. Rosalind Carter, the First Lady. Caspar Weinberger, defense secretary. Martin Mull, comedian, comic actor, and TV actor. Malcolm Jamal Warner, the TV actor of Cosby Show fame, who was Theo. We have John Earl Russell, the British 19th century prime minister. And who we have here? Vijaya, perhaps, Pandit, who was an Indian leader and Nehru's sister. Ooh. A lot of people that was writers, huh? It's pretty interesting. You don't like to read books or watch TV, but you'll participate in it, right? Hey, I understand that. But perhaps you wrote books for the other folks. That's right, because you couldn't be bothered to read them yourself. I got to get out there and live the life that's necessary to do those things. That's right. Okay, and that has been those born on this day. Your season is summer. Your sign, once again, is Leo, of the Leo 3 period specifically. And your quality and element is fixed fire. And this has been August 18th, the Day of Endurance, from The Secret Language of Birthdays by Gary Goldschneider and Joost Elvers. I have an affiliate link for this book down in the description if you're interested in picking you up a copy and diving in further and supporting the channel by shopping through it. I'd appreciate it if you do, but here nor there. It's your birthday, so I just want to once again say happy birthday. I hope you enjoyed yourself. I hope you got something out of this, but let me know down in the comments if you're one of those folks that deals with struggles. It'd be really interesting to find out if they got it right. For everyone else who joined us, hey, I hope you enjoyed yourself and stuck around to the end, got something out of it, and you join us for your birthday read. But once again, for you birthday boys and girls and everybody else to join us, your daily numbers, all right? For synchronicity's sake. And the number 9, hey, how about that? For synchronicity. Get out there, enjoy yourself, find the universe path, and have a happy birthday. That's right. All right. Take care of yourselves.